Money is not the number one reason.
The first thing I want to start with is to just tear up this discussion about board members up here not caring about educators. It is one of the biggest false narratives that I've heard since I've been on the board. You know, when we're sitting on the board, every tool has a use. The board is a tool for the citizens of Onslow County. So how do we expect a tool to operate? Is it going to just sit here and then nod its head, or are we going to have uncomfortable situations to get done what needs to be done? The most successful companies in the world use metrics to determine the health of a company. The people who are held responsible for those metrics is not the factory worker down on the production line. It's the CEO and other leadership. Our teachers work extremely hard to teach our students, but effort is not a metric of success. When I was in the 82nd Airborne, I was stationed on Fort Bragg when Pat Tillman was shot. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was a football player that left the NFL to play or to join the 75th Ranger Regiment. He was shot in the back in Afghanistan. And the leadership made not the best decision after he was shot. They took his body armor and they hid it. And then they told everybody, don't say anything. And I happened to be on Fort Bragg, unfortunately, when that happened. And I saw good leadership face accountability, and it sucked. I initially had a reaction of, oh man, not him. I wanted to defend him so bad. But that's the price of paying, or to pay to be a leader. And I saw things happen to people that were in high positions that was very uncomfortable to see. But an American hero was shot in the back, and people did the wrong thing in response. So there has to be a consequence to that. And then the second thing is, this is the way it's always been. I cannot stand that saying, well, we did it this way before. So I want to have a quick conversation. I know it's getting late, so I'll make this really quick. Here's how it's always been. We have not had regular assessments. We've never had a comprehensive assessment for this district until a couple weeks ago or months ago. Be appointed, well, I asked the superintendent for the job description and duties and details of our associate superintendent. We've appointed our associate superintendent position to our CFO. I'm asking, why did we do that? Is that okay? I haven't even received an answer back from that yet, but that's how things have always been. We extended the superintendent's contract 2 years early because that's how it's always been. Mr. Chair, no one said the district broke the law. That's just called a poor ethical decision. So earlier when our chair was speaking and said that there was a false allegation of criminal intent, no one said that. We said that's an ethical violation. You don't appoint or extend a contract because the incoming board may potentially not like the superintendent. When you guys as citizens vote, it's tough love. We have to accept that. If in a couple months I'm voted to be removed and somebody replaced me, I'll see you guys around town. That's how it is. But what I won't do is try to make every effort not to be removed. If you guys speak and I get removed, then guess what? I get removed. That's how it is. I understand this is a big district, and if a superintendent is removed, unfortunately, it does cause major discomfort. But that is the will of the people at that time. And there's no argument that's going to convince me otherwise. So the last major point that I'm going to leave off is the Parental Bill of Rights. I sat on this dais at the beginning of this year and got shouted at by my own colleagues. I asked about bolstering security. Actually, it wasn't even just me, it was my colleague as well. We talked about bolstering security, creating community organizations, and surprisingly to some, and Dr. Collins can attest to this, did I not send you emails a year ago about Evolve? But we don't need a response to that because my email has been getting attacked for FOIA requests left and right. So I'm imagining somebody will get that eventually. And it's easy to say that I'm attacking Dr. Gardner right now. I'm not. I think you're doing a phenomenal job. So there's two ways of thinking on what I say next. You can either determine that I'm attacking Dr. Gardner, someone that's working hard, or I'm saying that we are dropping the ball because a lot of the things we're doing now has been discussed a year ago, and you guys all were here to see us get yelled at as though we didn't know what we were talking about. I'm giving you, I have the utmost respect for what you just did, what you've been doing, Dr. Gardner, but the overall system is struggling. Spin it any way you want. You're hearing that from me as a board member. So, all right, out of respect for your guys' time, I'll close with this. Our students in this county are the most important things that we have. They are going to build our county in the future. I think we all agree to that. I sat here and I watched both sides, which I hate saying sides, but it was majority teachers on one side and majority parents. Whenever the parents said something that everyone could agree at, the teachers wouldn't clap. Whenever the parents or the teacher said something, the parents felt uncomfortable to clap as well. There's got to be a bridging in the middle. There is. But it's our job to have the uncomfortable task of finding that bridge. And I heard once from a former educator in this district, being a teacher is like making a Thanksgiving meal for a family of 6 that all wants to eat something different. Being an educator is probably one of the hardest hardest jobs I've ever seen. And I jumped out of planes, and I would do that again before being a teacher because it is not an easy job. And finally, the only thing I can say is in our district, every time we see a PowerPoint up here, we talk every day about not having identity politics. Give us one board meeting where we don't mention the race of a student. Give me one board meeting where we just talk about our students in general and their achievements. I've been through a lot in my life, and I will say this, I never want to be commended because of the color of my skin over the hard work that I put in. Because if you classify students, guess what? They're going to stay in that class. All the students work hard together. So I believe if we focus more on our actual students and the growth as a district and as a board, we would see a lot less problems than we do now. Thank you.